Hey Harmonizers, welcome to this video of Kibou at his second Extreme Cowboy race. This is at Vankleek Fair. And so I had a goal for this race when I headed in that I'd like to do some canter, that he would be relaxed enough to give me some canter. And I wanted to do more trotting on the obstacles and just kind of moving him a little bit faster. So he trailered out to the show with Marikey as his little buddy. So Marikey's back at the trailer. He didn't do anything for the day other than just hang out with Kibou. And so we get started at our race. Our free ride, we just trotted. He had a little bit of hesitation as he was coming down the wall, but overall pretty good. And then here is an obstacle where we're supposed to go up to this little tree. It's a little Christmas tree, and I'm supposed to take off a little Christmas decoration and move it to the other Christmas tree. And so Kibou isn't super sure that he wants to side pass his body next to the object or to the Christmas tree. So I'm trying to reach for it there. You can see I'm like really kind of reaching over for it. And then we go over to another little Christmas tree that I'm supposed to put it down. And you can see Kibou's kind of like, no, I don't really want to put my body next to that. So after this, I'm thinking, oh, okay, I've got to really work on this. I've got to practice side passing to a lot more funny looking things, because he's not like super scared of it, but he doesn't want to put his body next to it. And so that's something that we definitely have to work on. So I'm kind of trying to let him breathe and kind of take his time a little bit. At the same time, there is a 30-second rule that you can be whistled off of obstacles if you're not working through them. And so this is one obstacle where he actually does get whistled off right before I put that little bulb down. So I end up getting a 0 on that obstacle because I got whistled off of it, which is unfortunate. And then this obstacle is just a bunch of like Christmas boxes that they've put on the ground that we're supposed to walk through with a little water box at the end. And he's not really sure of the Christmas boxes. He's obviously nervous. He's pooing. So I'm not kicking him or anything. I'm just kind of trying to encourage him, say, you can do this, you can do it. And what I'm super proud of is there's a little water box here, and Kibou is the only green horse in the green horse division that did the water box. So every other horse wouldn't do this particular obstacle, and he actually steps through it. So I was super proud of him for that. And so he's a little bit on edge. He's kind of looking at everything. And the rides and stuff aren't nearby, but what got Kibou kind of antsy at this particular show is there was heavy horse hitches. So there were these big, massive carriages with the 6 heavy horses that are like super loud, and they've got bells on. And so he found them a bit scary. He was pretty good. Like, he listened to me, and he listened where I wanted him to go, but they had him a little bit on edge. So he's not 100% relaxed. And what I'm doing at this obstacle here is you had to dismount, spray branding iron, and then put it on your horse's butt, which is kind of like an awkward obstacle. But anyways, so we did that, and then he comes up over to this other bridge here, and he looks at it a little bit, but it doesn't take too much encouragement to ask him to go over the bridge. So I'm overall really happy with that. And he's definitely doing better than at his first Extreme Cowboy race. The fact that he can trot more in between, and he's feeling more relaxed. Here we're doing a weave of the obstacles. So the fact that we could trot this entire weave, I was really happy about that. He was able to stay focused on what I was asking him to do and not get upset that he didn't feel the need to walk. And it's really important to me that if my horse is nervous and he feels the need to walk, then I allow them to do that, because I would rather my horse slow down and stop than to kick them and get after them and say like, no, you've got to run, because then I might have a horse that starts to bolt. So now it's starting to rain a little bit. We got my little bit of canter going on here. These are supposed to be rollbacks. So he does a nice canter halt, and we do a horrible move of the shoulders. He was a little bit too nervous, not really paying attention, and then I asked him for a canter there, but we didn't end up getting the canter, but we got a beautiful halt. So I was happy with that halt. We just didn't really get our shoulders happening. Just not, 100% there. Pretty good, though. Then we get a little bit more canter there. We're not getting the correct leads. He's just not really thinking all that straight. Not the same as he does at home. But all in all, that's really, much better than what we were. So here's another little obstacle. This is going to be a back through, and so the task was to walk up to the white poles and then back to between the red ones where the boxes are. And what was interesting to me is like we have those boxes at home. We don't have the red ones, but we have, blue boxes that look just like that. And we back through poles and stuff at home. But here, for whatever reason, a little bit more nerve-wracking for him. So I'm asking him to back up, and he's just being a little bit sticky. He's not really wanting to move his hip over to get closer to the blue box. So I'm just trying to be patient with him. I'm not, really, I'm giving him give and take on the reins a little bit to try to get him to move his feet, but I'm not getting super mad at him. And I got whistled off that obstacle too. So I got a 0 on that obstacle, but I had to get that one last step back before I went forward, just because I wanted to make sure he understood, like, you did need to walk backwards. And this obstacle, we had to walk between the two teddy bear things, and there's a circle painted on the ground that you can't see from this camera angle, and just do a pivot and come out. And so overall, much better than his first one. And so we're getting better and better, and that's the whole goal, is that we're getting better. And now it's starting to rain, so peace out, and we'll see you next time.